Namaste. Welcome back to Smriti. Namaskaram, Prabhakar Garu. Thank you for your presence in Smriti here, discussing, you're sharing your knowledge in the channel of Vedas, and particularly in the second series, you chose to deliver the message of Suktas. In this episode, we are focusing on the gods, the Devatas, Agni Devata. So, invoking Agni Devata.
Thank you very much that I have again another opportunity to share a few ideas on the suktas and the gods or divinities described in them. And in our Veda, simple definition for Deva or God is Yavai Stuyate Savai Devata. Whichever God or any person being eulogized or praised and prayer submitted, he or she is regarded as Devata. And all our Vedic mantras, more so of the Rig Veda, we have a Rishi, Devata, Chandas, and Rishi. So these three are very important because we believe all the suktas or mantras have been revealed, texts revealed to the great sages at their highest level of meditation and consciousness or contact with the gods. Therefore, they are all taken as revelations. Later on, so many commentators, munis, saints, and philosophers, and other elevated, spiritually elevated, and sadhana siddhas have come forth to explain, develop the literature right after Rigveda. Therefore, there are a number of mantras, there are a number of suktas, and I feel that if we take the God as a unit, and then automatically we will be able to cover more suktas where the gods have been depicted in a beautiful manner, in a convincing manner, how they are all going to be of utility and also connected to the people or beings working upon the earth. After all, upon the earth only we have differences, and people are born. People mean not only the human beings, different beings are there, animals are there, birds are there, etc. So to all of them, it should be a common matter of blessing and support and then guidance. Therefore, I felt that we can take a god or a deity as a unit, and then automatically we'll be able to cover. But there are some very important prominent suktas in the entire Rigveda or Yajurveda, which might need particular focused attention, and that also could be taken later on, because those suktas are very popular, people are all listening to them, and they will be curious to know the meaning and message and utility, how they are able to be of use to a commoner. Because these days, specializations are enormous. There are engineers, doctors, business people, and shoppers, shopkeepers. Oh, multifarious activity is there. Therefore, many people would not have time to read or to listen or to do all those extra activity other than their professional line. Therefore, I believe that our Smriti Upasana .net and more so the host Satyavani is planning to put some lucrative ideas and then bring some kind of engineering skills that people would catch and then be benefited. So with this view, when we journey into the Vedic world, definitely we find number of gems, number of medicines, number of healing techniques, number of many more things, because we have all the belief that apart from all our efforts, human efforts, it should be countersigned by the gods, the divine power. Without the divine intervention, you cannot have the completion of our own. Any success any human is getting, behind that there is Paramatma. That's exactly what it is said in the Gita. Krishna tells Arjuna, body is there, Sarira is there, this has got Indriyas, and Indriyas have got, next to that is Manas, next to it is Buddhi, and controlling all these four factors of human beings is Parabuddhi or Mahato Chaitanya, and Mahato Chaitanya or Parabuddhi, etc., is Paramatma. And unless otherwise, there is no activity at all and there is no use out of it. That's why I think we go by gods and then cover as much relevant information, because information regarding each god is a volume. Voluminous information is there, but we have no time and it is not possible in 30 minutes or 40 minutes, whatever time we constraint we make, to be able to get a comprehensive view about the God, and more so how the divinity is useful to us in our practical life, which is spread for 10 decades, 100 years. So it is not 1 day, 2 day business, dive. That's why in prayers, we come across dive, every day means every minute. So every minute, every hour, every day, every week, all this time, because time passes on, time is a river. Kala Nadi. When you say it is a Nadi, it's a Pravaha. Whether you want or not, the flow goes away. If you catch and use it, the water will be in your house. If not, it will flow away. That's why we have to be healthy, alert, active, quick, agile, etc. All these features are to be there. But regarding the features, we have already such type of characteristic explanations are mentioning in our Veda Suktas. In that instance, Agni is the first person. And everybody has got that Chaitanya Shakti, that activizing energy, that activity, that is what is Agni. So I have not started with prayer. One simple prayer for Agni will be a good start for this kind of lectures or this kind of event in the Smriti complex, because it is a bit complex, so wide, so large. People have got to wander. She has already fixed 5 great scholars who are going deeper and deeper, and so we have to find time. And we don't know how time passes. When you go into a mall, a fab mall, that mall, these days, you can spend whole day there and freely go anywhere and pick up. The same is the tone that you find in the Vedic malls or Vedic world or Vedic shopping. It has got a lot of items there. So now I make a prayer to Agni, about whom we are going to have a short discussion on this great God. And most important and oft quoted one is Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Bhadram Karne Visrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pasye Makshabhiryajatra Sthirairangai Stuštuvagum Sastanubhi Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuhu Agne Naya Supatharaye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmadjuhuranameno Bhuyishtham te namavuktim vidhema Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So this is the prayer, general prayer, which we have addressed to all the gods, whoever gets the designation God, Deva, Devata or so. This is our prayer that we should be able to hear noble, happy sounds and make our ear, the power of the ear, constantly running, Likewise, we should be able to see happy sights. So eyes must be so much happy to see always the happier side. And that is the happier sight is the yagna. That's what one of the definitions for the word bhadram. So you should be able to see more and more yagna, because yagna is taken to be an entertainment, which will have so many events which will make you surprised, and which is a great entertainment. Then also, to be able to go through all that, your indriyas and angas must be firm. There should not be pain at any point. When there is pain, you remember your body and part. When there is no pain in the body, you are absolutely forget about your body. What exactly we want is, we should not be conscious of our body, but we should be conscious of something plus, 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 more and more and more. That more is the only support for the health of our body. That's what I think. So, sthirairangai drushtuvamsaha. And again, among all the gods, Agni is the prathama pujyaha. Agnimukha vai devaha. People, it has been declared that all gods keep Agni as their face, or they as their leader, as their mouthpiece. Therefore, and if only Agni, if you offer fire offerings to all the gods into the fire, and fire only conveys, so he is called as a Havyavahanaha. Agni is the Havyavahana. Whatever food you give to respective gods, that food has got to go to Agni, and Agni will purify the food, test it, say that it is completely good and healthy, no infection scope. All the scopes he will use and see that food given to the gods really nutritious. So he will convey them instantaneously. And moreover, he knows the addresses of all the gods. And his memory power is so strong that you need not just utter the name of the god, it will go to that particular god. That is the power of the god. In fact, at one time, I remember in Bangalore, the address was not very big in 1890 or 1888, something like that. There used to be the name, then the street, and then name of the town. I remember my grandfather, great-grandfather's letters, where he said, Kalyam Lakshmi Sarma, Bengaluru, Dandu, and Bangalore. That's all. So they used to come to them. 3 lines, or even Bengaluru, Dandu, that must be there. Or cantonment it is, and Bangalore. That was the kind of it. Nowadays, you know how many lines it learns. It's something like a book, the present day addresses in big cities. So, I mean to say, but all these complications, if at all, Agni knows them, and so he is called Havyavahana. Therefore, he comes with the gods. And Devan, Vachi, Yakshicha, there is a prayer to Agni. Oh God, you bring all gods together with you to the sacrificial hall, where some food arrangement has been done for you. And when once there is food and you see the entire sacrifice, there are hundreds of people gathering there expecting your blessing. Not only you eat food, you should leave some blessings on them and go away. That's why Yatshi Devan Vachi Yakshicha. Yatshi means worship. So Agni will be the first person, and through him we worship all gods. They receive the worship, they receive the food, and they go away. So the role of Agni is very, very, very important. And that importance of the Agni you see in the Rigveda, first mandala, first sukta, first mantra is, there are 7-8 mantras in the Agni Sukta of the Rigveda, where you see that what is Agni, what is his function. But basically, what are the prominent features? Whenever you think of knowing the god has got mythology, and that mythology covers birth, qualities, identifications, functions, forms, and anecdotes, and influences, etc., etc. So each deity has got, it is not simply something, their CV is more stronger than our CVs or our biodata. But our biodata may be so long, but will not be that effective. But the biodata of the gods, the CV of the gods is so crisp. You can just say that what is this god like? For example, Swastina Pusha Vishwaveda. So what is that Pushan, Surya Bhagavan? Vishwaveda means he has knowledge of all people. Vishwa is the universe. Not only upon the earth, there are Chaturtasha Bhuvanas, there are Sapta Lokas. Such an expansive area is there in the universe, and he knows who is who, what is what, and where is he. Our mobile sometimes fails to catch, but Agni's mobile catches. Nobody can escape Agni's catch. Therefore, immediately people immediately react. That why Agni has got that kind of agility, instantaneous action. So he is called as Asu Suchanihi. The moment Chani is work activity, the moment he is born, he is active. He will not take time to burn. Nothing like the moment he is born, he is active. So, like that I said, Vishwaveda Pushan. Now when we come to the Agni, the first Sukta itself, we are being introduced a beautiful idea. Agni Meele, I don't read the whole thing because I keep on reading the Suktas, that's a separate issue. But we'll just catch up the catchwords so that you will get the pulse of the personality, the sense of, you can sense it. So of all the attributes and epithets and descriptions of the great god Agni, basically is a Purohita. Agnimi le Purohitam Yagnasya Rutvijam Hotaram Ratnadhatamam is the first mantra of the entire Rigveda, which contains 10,028 mantras. So, Purohitam Agnim Ile. I am going to praise or invite Agni, who is a Purohita. Purohita means Purasya Hitam Karoti Yaha Saha Purohita. He is interested in the prosperity of the people living in the town, living in that area. So, he is a governor. And Purohitam also, he will do all such activities which will bring a lot of fortune to the people living in the world. That's why Sriyam Ichet Havyavahanat, our Veda tells you, if you want wealth, health, prosperity, you must make prayer to Agni. Sriyam Ichet Havya Hutasana. Hutasana means he will eat whatever is burnt, that is his food. Hutam Asanam Aharam Yasya Saha Huta Asana. So, and he is not only Purohita. Purohita is one who is deeply interested performing all sorts of vratas, pujas, homas, and all that. At the same time, looking at Panchanga and telling you, good day, I want to start a thing, what is a good day? All that, everything concerned to Hitam Purasya Yaha Karoti. So whatever is Hitam, whatever is good, that is what is Agni. And actually, if you take one word attributed to the god, that itself becomes a mansion. This is Sanskrit and Vedic Sanskrit. So we have to only run away picking up some words, because the Vedic index, that MacDonald has prepared Vedic index, word index. So he has collected some important words and given notes on that in 2 volumes. And so there are so much of laboratory or equipment that has been done for Vedic research. And not only in Sanskrit, not only in Telugu or Kannada, in almost world languages. So the more languages you know, you will be able to know more details. Therefore, and moreover, Yagnasya Rutvijam, what we want is Yagnena Yagnamaya Janta Deva Tani Dharmani Prathamani Asan. So Yagna is the key, Kilakam, for getting any and everything, whatever we want in this world. Without yagna, without effort, without effective effort, you will not be able to accomplish. So that's something like told, Nahi Suptasya Simhasya Guhe Pravishanti Mrugaha. See, if a lion is sleeping in the cave, no animal will go to the cave and say, hey, I'm here, eat me. No animal goes unless the animal comes out and then roars. That roar itself makes other animals ready. And sometimes which are nearby, it will sight and start running after. So they don't know that there is a lion in the cave. And so the yajna is like that. There is nothing impossible with the help of the yajna. Therefore, there is yajna is the sadhana. And for yajna sadhana, who is that who will appreciate that kind of sadhana? Is a yajna agni, Ritvijaha. Ritvik means he will be knowing the procedure of sacrifice and he will be able to tell you. In that case, Agni is a Brahmin, Indra is a Kshatriya. So Brahmin appreciates, Indra will organize. So something like a Satyavani, an organizer, and we're all there working to see that knowledge is disseminated and people become comfortable with the knowledge given by the respective speakers. That's why there should be that Yajamana and Purohita. So when both of them, that's what we otherwise technically called as Brahma and Kshatriya. Brahma is the officiating priest, knowledgeable people, or that the Ritviks, and the Kshatriyas, moneyed people who have got money power, manpower, etc. They are all called Yajamanas. So one Yajamana should plan and Ritviks will come. The result will be shared by all people of the Yajamana. So this is the formula of that. And Agni is not now born or now existent. If you talk about the antiquity or date of birth and all that, he has no date of birth at all. Because Purvevi Rishibihi Idyaha Nutanaiva Adunatanavi. The ancient seers have praised Agni. The modern later on Rishis also praised. Therefore, Agni is permanent, but not the Rishis. So all people are appearing and disappearing in the world. But Agni remains enjoying the praises by all people, old or new or all that. That's why Purvevi Rishibihi Idyaha Atha Nutanayihi. So that is the power and that is the eminence of Agnideva. And like that, and more, he is a Chitravastamaha. He is a most wonderful fellow. He has got 7 tongues. And Agnihi Saptajihvaha. He has got Saptajihva, 7 tongues are there. And there is a great discussion about Agni compartmentalized. How is Agni in Rigveda? How is Agni in Yajurveda? Agni in the Samaveda? Agni in Atharveda? That is one section. Then when you come down to Upanishads, in Aranyakas, and in Ramayana, Mahabharata, the personality or CV of Agni is so grand and great and expansive. And his features are also changing according as the requirement of the time and other things. Therefore, now I am trying to confine myself only to the Veda only, because when once we start, we leave the Veda platform, we don't know where we have to get down. So that is the train keeps on going on and on and on. But that's why I would like to say it is only that. So Agni, I told you that Agni is a Chitravastamaha, means he will be able to give you presents which you like most. And he will be always doing good for people. You know that. Without Agni's help, the food we are taking is not tasty. Therefore, Agne Bhadram Karishyasi. In first Sukta itself, oh Agni, you will make everything secured, everything sweetened, everything consumable, everything possible. And also, Dive Dive Doshavastardhiya Vayam Namo Bharantaye Masi. So we don't only stop one day doing and keeping it. Agni is a everyday process. So every day we keep on making. And one more request is Devaha Deveviraagatam and Dasushe Bhadram Karishyasi. He is not like just coming and going away, taking the food and all that. No gift, nothing, no blessing, nothing like that. So many people do like that. But Agni We have to learn a lesson that whenever you go with something in your hand and which will be liked by them. And like that, the Agni, Dasushe, Dasushe means the donor, the worshipper, the prayer maker. All these people get automatically, unexpectedly, some gift, some blessing from them. And that's why that's the character. Even so Agni is the Prathama Pujya in Vedic events. Ganapati is there, Vinayaka, he is also Prathama Pujya. So only in Puranas, or in Vratas, all that Ganapati Prarthana we do it. In Veda Yajnas, you make Agni Prarthana, you do it. So Agni Suddhi, Agni Avahana, and Agni, all that is there. So Ganapati won't come in that. But Agni is Ganapati only. There is no Agni and Ganapati are not separate, because these gods are very, very, very ancient. But they only take different names depending upon the faith and belief of the people. If you want Agni to be Ganapati, he will appear as Ganapati and come to your house. No, you want Ganapati to appear as Agni, he will appear. So that kind of unified form or manifestation is there. And moreover, Agni is only fire, but when you offer to the god, when you do all samskriti, samskara for that, it becomes a divya jyoti. It becomes divine, and it has got the divine. That's why divya jyoti namostute we say. And Agni is a witness to us. And nobody is really trustable as much as Agni. Therefore, when Rama and Sugriva became friends, not simply like that. Before Agni, they promised to become friends and remain friends. Even marriages these days, they don't believe in churches or exchanging garlands or anything like that. Agni Sakshi marriage. So Agni, because Agni, Vayu, Surya, they are the eternal witnesses for our marriages, for our good events in the life. Therefore, Agni is Sakshi. And therefore, this Agni is too much. And moreover, he has got different colored flames. 7 colors, Vibgayar, that color you should see. And they are all called tongues. And in Puranas, you get Markandeya Upanishad, I should say, they give the names to them. You can give any name, but we have got in Markandeya Upanishad, we get that Kali, Karali, Manojava, Sulohita, Sudhamravarna, Spulingini, and Viswaruchi. These are all the names. The very names itself, one name, we can spend more time on the explanation of that, because it's Sanskrit. So you can see that kind of 7 tongues you will be having. Sapta Jihvaha, Saptadha, Sapta Samidaha, Sapta, 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 Sapta. So Sapta is a very dear word for Agni and all that. And again, if we want to know the derivation of the word Agni, it contains A, Ye, A, Ga, and E. Otherwise, A is to go, Ye, A to go, G to shine, I to lead. That is, when you go on the way, he will show shining and then lead you forward. So the very idea is, that's why we always say ignition, that spark plug. Without spark plug, no engine is anyway live. All engines are dead, even though they are very beautiful to look at. But unless there is a spark plug. So that spark plug is that to go, shine and lead. So he leads to go shining. That's why he is Agni. That's what we get the definition. And also it comes from the word Ajit, to drive to it. So this Agni, we have many Agni Suktas in the entire Veda. 200 Suktas are there. And if you want to know what is this personality, is a monstrous personality of this god, something like Anjaneya. Anjaneya is also Agni. And therefore, he was able to expand and made. He was never tired, however much air travel he does, or jumping work he does. But that's all fire, Agni. That's why they're called Agni Kalpaha, Agni Rupaha, Agni Varnaha, Agnir Manavakaha. So all these energetic compliments have been attributed to people because of the natural personal eminence of that. And one more thing we should say, when once you come to the Agni, to the Yajurveda complex, then there they say that there are three kinds of Agnis. There are several kinds of Agnis. And then the most important is Havyagni, then Kravyadi and Amadagni. So that is the fire which will be employed for giving offerings to the gods. So Vishwana Agni or so, then Havya, then we have got Amadagni, and Amadagni means which burns the corpses and flesh and mutton and all that. Burns. So that is all, that's not an species, that is inauspicious. Then we have got Kravya Agni. That Agni is special only to cook food for the departed souls, Pitaraha. Therefore, you can't use, you can't club these three kinds of fires. But these days, non-veg and veg, same kitchen, same fire. People, really religious traditional scholars will never entertain to go to hotels because they cook all sorts of things and all that. So I have come across so many people, but only little modern they have to be because we have to leave oceans. Just little concession, but strictly speaking, the Agnis have got also have to go through the Suddhi. So Ahavani, Dakshina Agni or whatever Agni, then Amad Agni and all that. So this way, there are so many Agni Suktas in the entire Veda and in the Ajurveda, in the Samaveda. And one more thing is Agni, where from he is born, birth also important. His parents are two Samhithas. They are called Uttararani and Adhararani. These are the two, by scratching, by the friction between the two, the fire is generated. And smoke comes first and then it. And Agni is taken as a tender baby. If you give it too much care, you can increase, you can catch him up. If you do not do it, he will disappear, vanish. Therefore, he is called as a very tender baby. You have to pay absolute attention. Just when born, you have to see that he increases, he develops. And when once he develops, he eats his own parents. The two samhitas which you use, that itself is burnt away and he becomes absolutely independent. See, eating away the parents means not that any negative idea should take. It means he grows absolutely independent. So independent that parents will become proud about that. See, that's the concept, that dependence must be discarded. Independence must be declared on the positive side. That is Agni's message. So like that. And moreover, he is called Tanunapat. In Rigveda or elsewhere also said he is called Tanunapat because he is a son of himself. He is a self-made man. When he is self-made man, is called Tanunapat, and again he is called as Narashamsa. He is respected by all people, praised by all, not only humans, also by gods. And there are 3 dwellings to him. And he always plays hide and seek. If you don't attend to him, he becomes angry. There will be ash over that. And you will not be able to know that there is fire at all. Unless you blow, unless you do some effort, you will not know. That's why he plays with gods also, the hide and seek. And he is found, his mother is the water. He entered into the water. So he is called as Apam Garbha. I mean, all these words are in Rigveda, repeated in other Vedas, and it is connected with number of suktas, not at one place, all these are placed. I am just gathering to give a comprehensive look about, because he is a Apam Garbha, is a product of the water, hydroelectric projects. No, where is that power we are getting? From water only, and water is Agni only. So that laser treatment or laser appliances, all that is Agni from water. And so that's why a real rule has been given to us: you should not spit in the water. Apsu nanishti vet. Don't spit in the water because Agni gets hurt. People don't follow, don't know. So, apsu nanivishtet apova agnihi. The water is fire, and sometimes when you spit on fire, there will be throat problem. Choking of the throat will come to them if you spit on the burning coal. So many problems crop up if you were to insult Agni. And that's why they say you should not blow with a human air to kindle him further. And further, he is one of such a great person. There are Vedic triads: Agni, Vayu, Surya. So, like that, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwaras. So, Brahma is Agni, and Vayu is Vishnu, and the other one is Maheshwara. So we have this kind of identity. So much importance has been given to Agni, and moreover, Agni is a Garutman. He's a falcon. It's called Agni Chayana sacrifice. They do it in Yajurveda. They build the fire altar in the form of Agni. And Suparnosi, Agni is called as Suparna with big wings, celestial, and so he is able to move. Unless that kind of speed that of a Suparna is there, he will not be. That's why we have several sacrifices after the name of Agni. And Agnistoma is called as Agni and Soma together, they just join. So, and one thing is, he is having also a Vahanam, Ajavahanaya. So he has got that goat as his Vahanam. You know, the Agni eats any and everything. There is nothing different. Oh, this I can eat, this I don't eat, nothing. Only we have got discrimination, hopeless. But when it's Agni, that's why Jatara Agni they call it. The Jatara Agni, because the stomach will not have any kind of discrimination. Whatever is sent through your mouth, accepted by the tongue, enjoyed by the tongue, stomach has to listen to that. It's a Paramatma, Jatara Agni. Therefore, here also the Agni, Paramatma, the Agni has that kind of Vahanam. You know, among all animals, goat is the only animal which eats any and everything, including the neem leaves. So if you just leave a goat, you can see all the plants in our garden bald. You can't say this leaf is spared, that leaf. No. That's why just Agni Guna is there in the Ajo Guna. Therefore, Ajos, Ekapat, so Ajas, Aja Shabda is there. And like that, and moreover, he is called as Jata Veda and Vaishwanara. More important factor in Agni is, he is called Vaishwanara. That is, he has no discrimination to people, caste, color, creed, etc. So Vishwanara Hitaha is called Vaishwanara. And in this manner, we go on going. But one thing we have got to remember about Agni is that he is a tender baby. To make him born is one effort, but to make him grow is another extra effort. You have to protect and see that he is just given. Then he will develop and see that. And we have two kinds of that. One has got domestic fire and sacrificial fire. The sacrificial fire is for health, prosperity, etc. Domestic fire is only to cook your food, at the same time to do all domestic rituals. So domestic rituals is called Gruhya karmas and Srauta karmas, sacrificial ones. So we are just having domestic and right. Both places, Agni is always a common factor for us. So like that, when we study the whole Rig Veda, only then we will come to know that Agni is an associate with all gods. And in Chamakam, Agni Indra, Agni Pushan, all these things. And so that's why dual gods it becomes. So Agni does not alone be so selfish that he will move everywhere singular. He will take companions also with him and make the whole event really established and successful. Therefore, I think we can, I think, and moreover, in Yajurveda also, or in other places, we have got one beautiful Agni Sukta, which happens to be, and I must mention that 10th Mandala 80 Sukta has got Agni Sukta, which I will be teaching to my students and explaining, and made one of the doctors to present the importance of this with the slides in the conference, that here it is said that Agni is important to make especially women, because women will be listening. And what about the importance of him to us? Agni is very important because he protected before the woman is handed over to a man, human. Agni, Soma, these are all the people who protect her. After menstruation, after growing, after Gauri ship came to Ashtavarsha Bhavet Kanya, and afterwards she becomes a Gauri. And in that, she is being given by Agni to the Pharaoh. And on the other hand, he will make the mother, the woman, as a very noble mother, giving birth for a heroic son. Agnihi, up to, it says Agnihi na, which is Agnir Narim Virakuchim Purandhim. This is useful for the ladies. All ladies will ask this. What, sir, what about our ladies? Do we not figure in the Veda? Oh, very, very, very much. Because without the intervention of the woman, as in Ramayana, in Vedas also, the women have been given highest position. So, Agnihi Narim Purandhim Karoti. Purandhi means useful for the society. Not only the family, but also the society. Actually, the man's prosperity and fame depends upon the woman in the house. If all people have become scientists and great warriors, etc., it is a woman. Without her help, he would not be all that. That's why I always invite couples, dampatis onto the platform. Though the man is a Pandita and Veda Purusha and Vedasri, we give importance to the lady of that man. And so Dampati Puja we do. We have done about 75 Dampatis like that in our Veda Dhyana Kendra in these 25 years. Not to say, that is to say that woman is a chief engineering force for the prosperity of that's why, and also Veera Kuchim, that is, she must deliver, she is the chief person to give the kind of people in the society. And Veera Kuchi means people born should be useful and promotional and exactly contributory for that. So such kind of children, the woman has got to deliver, and for that, whose blessings are there? Agni blessings are there. Therefore, Agni is one who traces any and every aspect of our work and do health and all that. And therefore, and if there is Agni difference is there, that's what we call temperature or fever. So fever and body is again Agni's prakopa. So we should have the normalization of the Agni, the fire. Everybody has got 98.4 degrees temperature. That Agni lives in us. He maintains the body functions and all that. So all that from the healing point of view, from prosperity point of view, from birth point of view, from a number of aspects that humans and gods have got, or people in general have got, Agni's intervention is a must. And Agni does not take any credit for all that. He is so simple, so cooperative, so helpful. So we have number of expressions that I can pick up to tell you that these are the words which will give you the real importance of the word. And finally, I would like to, finally, in the first sukta of Rigveda, Sana hapiteva sunave agnihi supayano bhava Sachasvanaha swastaye. The Gayatri mantra, Gayatri meter. So, Sunave Pita Yatha Tatha Agne Supayano Asmakam Bhava. Just like a father, maybe any position he is in, accessible for his children, like that, Agni, however great you are, you become accessible to us. So the real definition of a divinity is, a true divinity is one who is accessible to ordinary people, most common people. That is the characteristic of that. Generally big people, Dhanamada, Vidyamada, etc. will be there. Those people are not available. But this Agni is always present with all people. So here the word supayano bhava. Su plus upayana, supayana. You know, upayana, availability, accessibility. Su means sukham, sulabham. You need not wait in queue to meet Agni. Anywhere you are, he'll burn you. No queue chances for this. So like that, we have so much trouble. And now again, Vardhamanam Svedame. So he will not encroach. For example, whatever fire is there in Yagnavedi, he will not jump away. However much oblations you offer, he will consume all that in the square that you have built for him. There is no danger that he will jump and fall on you. There may be sparks because of our ignorance and negligence, but the sparks also don't matter. So that's why we always say that bend and slowly leave the ahuti into the fire altar. So that's why he's called as Vardhamanam Sved. However much fuel you put, he will grow. How much he grows? Agnaye Bruhate Nakaya Swaha. Up to Nakaloka, he can increase his flames. In Agrikarya, every morning, evening will say, Agnaye Bruhate Nakaya Swaha. So how Bruhat he is? Up to as much Bruhat as the Swargaloka. So the flames can reach the Swarga distance at all. That's why Vardhamanam Svedme and Advaranam Gopa. And he is the Gopa or protector of all the pathways which you take. Any pathway you take, Agni will. So that's why if you show firebrand, tigers are afraid. You can simply stand holding the firebrand. The tiger is not afraid of you, but it is afraid of the firebrand, Agni. That's why we always make a prayer. Agni Jwala Mala Parivrata Sarvesh Vangesh Sarva Devata Tishthantu Mam Rakshantu. It is like the Agni Jwala going in a string form, encircling and making a circle, and all gods encircle the Yajamana, the worshipper, and see that he is very much protected until at least the sacrifice or puja is being completed. So like that, Agni is a vast subject. Motilal Banarsidas people have published Agni in 2 volumes. And it is 5,000 rupees. That if you buy this Agni with you, 2 volumes. So anybody curious, you can go to Motilal publication, look at it. That's how darshan of the volumes. So with all prayer to Agni, I just like to conclude my talk and thanking very much. He is a Satyavani. Whatever she promises, her Vani is Satyam.
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhakar Garu. I have a question, like when you said Sukta, Suktas are verses, and you also mentioned that Rig Veda has Suktam, Yajurvedam has Agni Suktam. How many verses make that category of Agni Suktam under that umbrella?
It depends. Sometimes 5, sometimes 7, sometimes 8, sometimes more. So there is no the verse fixation for any sukta. Small suktas contain 4 mantras. Okay. For example, Vastu Sukta is there. Only 4 mantras are there.
Okay.
And Aikamancha Sukta. So there are short suktas are there. It is not the mathematics or count mattering. It is the matter is the communication and the completion of that particular concept.
So in Agni Sukta, how many verses are there?
7 or 9 or 3, 5, like that. So depending upon the choice, for example, when you take the Agni Sukta in Rigveda, you have got around 7 mantras. And some, if you take about the first Sukta, first mandala of Rigveda, it Agni Sukta, it contains 9 mantras. So, but not large number of that. But each mantra itself is a big subject of expansion and a commentary. Therefore, we consider not the number of verses, but we consider the unit, how much the personality or quality or mahat of the God has been covered in that sukta. So if you want to have comprehensive personality sketch of the gods, we have to go to other suktas where they are all addressed. That's why I said Rushi, Devata and Chandas. So here in the first sukta, they are in Gayatri Chand. Gayatri meter is short meter, only 24 syllables. But there are bigger meters and Anushtup and Trishtup and all that. And in that bigger meter also, we have got suktas. For example, Agni Sukta, I told here, it contains a bigger one. They are called Trishtups and all those things. So the number of letters in one line. So that is no matter, it's only Chandas department. But they are very much convenient for repetition and Parayanam and also Japam. So Sukta means just utterances which will give you solace, comfort, inspiration and happiness. Please. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you so much. Thank you again for such a wonderful sharing. You've come to know about Agni through many aspects. It is very, very enlightening. Thank you again, Andy. Namaste. Visit us back again, and Prabhakar Garu is going to lead us on several Devatas and the Suktas in our Vedas. Please stay tuned. Namaste.